Who should win this? First of all, okay, before you say anything, I know it's not like the right Money in the Bank. I know the current one is green, well, for the men, and for the women, it's the white one. But I don't have it, okay? I have the old Money in the Bank briefcase, but it's an image, okay? Just understand, okay? Who do you think should win the men's Money in the Bank ladder match this year, 2023, in like 2 months or so? I don't know the exact date. It's actually later, I believe. Anyways, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ilish Oos. A little video today. I thought I have the idea of talking about Money in the Bank. It's okay. It's gonna be in a while, but Money in the Bank is in. Oh, you can see my reflection. Doesn't matter. Money in the Bank is always an exciting pay-per-view. It's like the Royal Rumble. People love to just throw in early predictions as to who should win it, and then call months later, I called it. You know, of course, someone's gonna get it, but it's besides the point. Today's video is about my opinion on who I would see winning the men's Money in the Bank ladder match this year. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make the same thing, but for the women's side. I'll probably make it in a couple of days if y'all are interested. But yeah, Money in the Bank ladder match, it's going to be in a couple of months. I've made a list of 5 superstars with a bonus one at the end, so 6. But 5 superstars who I would like to see win the Money in the Bank ladder match this year. Before we get into it, I just want to specify, first of all, it's my opinion, okay? So don't think what I'm saying should be right. It's just my opinion, who I think. Also, I personally believe, and I like more, I think Money in the Bank should be more related to heels. Like, the Money in the Bank briefcase and everything around it is more linked to not to male superstars, to heels, okay? Because the whole thing that you can just cash in at any moment, blindside the champion, cash in a hat, and win the title in like 30 seconds. I believe overall the briefcase fits more heels superstar. There are 4 superstars on this list who are heels, and the 5th one is a face, and the bonus one, we'll talk about it later. So, let's get straight into the list, because I don't want this video to be like an hour long. But once again, it's just going to be another talk video, so you don't necessarily have to watch it. You can like leave it on the side, you can listen to me as I talk about everything. If you're gaming, you can put it on your phone, on your other screen, on your iPad, on whatever, on the other side, and just listen. Tell me in the comments if you agree with what I say, or who would you like to see win the Money in the Bank briefcase for the men's side. Let's go. Number 1, I love doing the clapping thing. Number 1, Finn Balor. Finn Balor is, first of all, he's an incredible superstar, but unfortunately in the past few years, my bad, he didn't do much, like in terms of championships and stuff like this. His last title was the US Championship over a year ago, and it didn't last like a very long time. I think it was even longer, but I'm not sure. I don't remember. I think it was beginning of 2022 where Finn Balor was champion. But yeah, basically, Finn Balor is a very good heel at the moment alongside the Judgment Day. They are doing an incredible job, and I would just love to see Finn Balor and the whole Judgment Day come and taunt whoever the champion is, probably Cody Rhodes. Just walk around with the Money in the Bank briefcase, as you know, Cody knows, or the champion knows, that Finn could cash in at any moment and have the help of the whole Judgment Day. You know, let's say Cody Rhodes is the champion, he defends the title. At the end of the match, the whole Judgment Day pop into the ring. They beat down Cody Rhodes. Finn Balor just gives the briefcase to the referee, like hits 1 coup de grace, 1, 2, 3, and it's over. But yeah, I think Finn Balor would be a very great pick overall, because he's a great heel, and with the whole Judgment Day, it would be really entertaining, and it would be nice for him to, first of all, have something, and he could actually be a world champion. He deserves another world title reign, because his first reign as Universal Champion was disgusting. So I think he deserves another shot. Number 2, Solo Sikoa. I don't even know my whole list. Okay. Number 2, Solo Sikoa. Now, this one is a bit sketchy, but there have been many rumors lately talking about Solo Sikoa and how they're saving him for Roman Reigns. So in the case that Roman Reigns wins at WrestleMania, he retains his titles, or he retains one of the titles for whatever reason, or whatever. It'd be interesting to have Solo Sikoa in the Money in the Bank ladder match, then win the Money in the Bank ladder match, and then he would become a threat to Roman Reigns, and could just walk around and do nothing, just stand there with a briefcase, and look at Roman Reigns, and, Solo Sikoa is probably going to be a big star in the industry, because first of all, he's coming from an incredible bloodline, literally, and he's got like a lot in front of him, a lot of potential. He's pretty decent in the ring. Yeah, so I'd see him as Money in the Bank, as Mr. Money in the Bank, and with the whole Roman Reigns thing could be very interesting, or someone else, bloodline represent or whatever. Or if Roman Reigns loses both championships, he could maybe challenge Solo Sikoa for the Money in the Bank briefcase, Like, at first he could ask him, Solo, give me the briefcase so I can cash it in and reclaim my titles. Solo would refuse, and they'd have a match like at SummerSlam, Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns for the Money in the Bank briefcase. Not this one, I know, shut up. I'm getting mad at no one, but... Alright, so that's pretty much it. Solo Sikoa is just a great pick overall. Number 3, no, Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross hasn't done much since he came back. His rivalry with Drew McIntyre was pretty good, honestly, and when they brought him in, he looked like a legitimate threat. He stared at Roman Reigns, he attacked Drew McIntyre, who was like the #1 contender at that time, so it looked like they wanted to push him more into the main event scene and not into like the mid-card section. But now he's been feuding with Rey Mysterio a bit and hasn't done much. Having him win Money in the Bank would first of all be very interesting. It would be great for him. And he'd pose a legitimate threat, Because if a guy like Karrion Kross cashes in on you, you got to be able to fight, because he's going to destroy you anyway. And with Scarlett by his side, just the promos and, putting the hourglass besides the Money in the Bank, just laying there with the hourglass here, it would just look very badass. And just taking his time, getting into the champion's head, it would be very entertaining. And I'd see him actually win the championship after. He could be a very good world champion. Just got to build him right, and having him win the Money in the Bank would be like one of the first few steps into bringing Karrion Kross into the main event scene. I'm sorry. All right, number 4, Logan Paul. This one is controversial, little, I know, okay? But Logan Paul is, first of all, he's done some incredible work so far, okay? WrestleMania, he did well. At SummerSlam, he did well. His match with Roman Reigns was actually very good. It's like one of my favorite matches of 2022 because I enjoyed watching it. And I was actually like, damn, Logan Paul might win, which is a sentence you never thought you'd say in WWE, but it's okay. So yeah, if they push him right, his rivalry with Seth Rollins and their match coming up at WrestleMania, if they do the right things, he could be a Mr. Money in the Bank. And he's just very, arrogant, so him having the Money in the Bank, he would be always in the champion's face, bothering them, so on, and he'd be very entertaining to see all around, And he could, in my opinion, make the Money in the Bank briefcase, relevant. Because in the past few years, it's, the Money in the Bank briefcase has been treated not the best, let's say. With some wrestlers cashing the Money in the Bank in the same night. Almost each year there is one of the 2 men or women that cashes in the same night. Austin Theory cashing in on the United States Championship and failing. So they've messed it up a lot. Having a guy like Logan Paul who would show up everywhere with the briefcase, who would film his YouTube videos, his TikToks, everything on social media with the briefcase, who would be on every show taunting the champions, even maybe on NXT, he'd be taunting everyone, and I think he could legitimately make the Money in the Bank briefcase relevant again. It's a hot take, I'll give it to you, but I believe in my guy Logan Paul. Number 5, Please don't fall. I'll do it quick. Number 5, Montez Ford. Yeah, the first and only technically face on the list. As you know, they want to push Montez Ford as a single star. They put him into the Elimination Chamber match for the United States Championship like a couple of weeks ago. He did an incredible job. It was very entertaining. He got an ovation at the end, like the whole crowd. When he got eliminated, everybody cheering his name, clapping hands, and standing up for him. And if they want to finally like pull the trigger and send Montez Ford on a solo push, the Money in the Bank briefcase would be a pretty good way to like kickstart that push, you know. Of course, it's a big thing to give him. I don't necessarily know if they'd want to put a world title on him that quickly. But even if he misses his cash-in or whatever, having the briefcase showing up with it and it could actually make him relevant. And you could make it so that the whole reason he fails is, cash-in attempt, would be Angelo Dawkins, If they don't have a match between the two straight up, let's say, scenario time with Ela Shoes. After WrestleMania, the Street Profits decide in a friendly way to just split ways. They stay friends. They have nothing against one another. In some situations, they can team up again, but they're going more into the singles division to try and win titles, get some wins, and see how they fare. Shake hands. Let's go. Let's do this. Montez Ford earns a spot into the Money in the Bank ladder match. They're still friends. He wins the whole thing. Gets congratulated by Angelo Dawkins, whatever. And then at, the pay-per-view right after. I don't know if there's a pay-per-view between Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. I am hoping, because otherwise my whole storyline doesn't work, okay? But let's say there is a pay-per-view in between Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. Montez Ford tries to cash in on that person at that pay-per-view, on the champion at that pay-per-view, or if there is no pay-per-view in between, let's say it's at Money in the Bank, Earlier in the night, Montez Ford wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. In the main event, it's Cody Rhodes against Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship. Montez Ford tries to cash in at the end on Cody Rhodes, but he gets attacked by Angelo Dawkins, who is finally over. He's done, and he hates Montez Ford. So the whole reason Montez Ford doesn't win the championship is because of Angelo Dawkins solely. Because if Angelo Dawkins wasn't there, he could have won the title. This then sets up a big rivalry between the two, and they have a big match at SummerSlam. And to push both men and give them a good spot on the card, and etc. So, even if they don't have Montez Ford win with the Money in the Bank briefcase, first of all, having him hold the Money in the Bank briefcase and then set up a big rivalry and then a big match with Angelo Dawkins could push him and get him pretty well into the division and stuff like this. So I think it would be a great pick as well, trying to push him into as a single star. And bonus, number 6 bonus, Seth Rollins. No, it's number 6 bonus, Seth Rollins. I'm wasting your time, I'm sorry. But in my bonus, I count Seth Rollins because I believe he's always a great pick. If WWE aren't really a fan of any of the superstars I just named or anyone else winning the Money in the Bank briefcase and they don't really know what to do with it, give it to Seth Rollins, Even if he doesn't win the title, and keep it on him for a while, for a lot of months. Because just having Seth Rollins go around singing, dancing with the briefcase, it makes the briefcase relevant. Just like that, I said Logan Paul could make it relevant, but he would have to work for it. Seth Rollins just holding the briefcase makes it relevant straight away. And he becomes a threat to anyone because you know that Seth Rollins can actually beat you and take the title away from you because he's done it to Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania. So he's a big deal. So Seth Rollins is always a safe pick. If they don't want to pull the trigger on any of the other stars I named, superstars, sorry, Seth Rollins is always going to be a great option, solid option, and he can actually win it and finally give him a world title because it's been a while since he's won a world title. All right, Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this video. Tell me in the comments your thoughts, what do you think on who should win the men's Money in the Bank briefcase for this year's Money in the Bank pay-per-view 2023. I'll try to make the same video but for the female side in a few days. Give me your thoughts in the comments. I really want to know. Do you agree with my choices? If no, like, do you not agree with all of them? Are there some that you agree, some that you don't? What do you think overall? Yeah, it's been a pleasure as always, and I'll see you in the next one.